chase Liaki with the blue futon, and you know what's going to happen. K.G.F. Chapter 2. I saw this in theaters. No idea. It came out the same weekend as Beast. Which one's a better movie? Is this a good continuation for Chapter 1? Is there a Chapter 3? Let's roll that intro and find out. So K.G.F. Chapter 2 is literally right after the first one. It is verbatim. They give you a little bit of synopsis of who this character is, what the mother is, and it goes straight into K.G.F. and who is going to die, who are they going to try to recruit from the past, and who are these people from the past, and what is this intertwining of India government, India gang culture, who is going to come out alive. And I enjoyed Chapter 2 more than Chapter 1. Why did I like it? I thought the story continuation was fantastic of getting all these characters back into it. Who is this main character? First off, I'll say one thing. Rocky. Why in the credits does it say Rocking Star? Is there a reason why it says Rocking Star Yash? I think that's the name is Y-A-S-H. So I'm just curious why it says Rocking Star. Should it be Rocky Star? I don't know. But anyway, I enjoyed the story in this one a little bit more than the first one just because there was a little bit more characters at play and it was a little more toned down with who we're bringing in. We finally bring in the dictator female in this movie. Is she a dictator? Is she not? We will find out because this one is more about 1979 to 1982, while the first one was more like 51 to 79. This one is a little more close-knit of what is happening. So like I said, expect the same editing as the first one, but I do think the fight scenes in this one are a little bit more fleshed out and less edited, so you can actually see what is happening more and more graphic editing, especially with shovels. You're like, oh shit, this is actually happening in Chapter 2. So if you didn't like the editing in the first one, expect the same editing. I think the story is more fleshed out with what is happening in today's day and age of this person telling the story of Rocky, as well as keeping it a close-knit 3 years in the 70s and 80s in India. I think that helped improve the story. Like I said, the action is great. I enjoyed the acting, the directing, the writing, as well as the editing. And people, like I said, that's what I enjoyed about it. So it's kind of the same as Chapter 1. You're going to like it or you're not. So with the ending, though, I think that's where I think I kind of fault it for what it is, because I kind of want to know what's going to happen to this dictator politician and why Rocky did what he did. I understand why he did, and it kind of makes him a bad guy in this movie. And I think that's the other fault, is who are you going to consider the good guy in this movie? Because the first one, you know, Rocky is kind of doing this for the people, but also for his past. This one, there is conflicting, storyline of who is he actually doing it for? Is he doing it for the people, or is he doing it just for himself to, like, avenge his mother, even though his mother kind of died from a disease? So there are conflicting storylines of who can you trust in this movie, because they do bring in another awesome character, like an Indian Viking, where this guy, he says from his past, he, like, enjoys the Vikings, and so he was, like, doing that sweet haircut, these crazy tattoos, and there's an awesome Klishnikov scene, I'll just put it that way, and it was pretty fun to watch. So bringing that Viking character and this politician did, I think, enhance the story. But let's go back to the ending. The ending, how it ended, I don't know I was the biggest fan of. I do understand what they're trying to do with the whole history message of trying to wipe him away, wipe him off the map just completely. But with the ending, now there's Indonesians and USA involved. So you would think that even though India is trying to get rid of this history, there's now two other conflicting nations that might be like, who is this Rocky character and why are we getting rid of him for this reason? It's going to happen just because of how the story is played out. But overall, I think K.G.F. Chapter 2 is a solid story, solid editing. Like I said, though, the story and editing might be boggled down with too much editing and too much story, but I do think this one toned it down a little bit. And like I said, this is like Gangs of India / Politicians Part 2, and I did enjoy it for what it was. Like I said, the negative, though, the ending, I think it left a little bit more to be desired of, having some of this gold left for these people that are mining it for him in these 9 different sites. So I kind of, I was a little heart conflicted about who should I actually be voting for, because there's a scene in the trailer where, like, these Jeeps are going up in the air. And I just think that's a very cool scene as well, of the whole Big Mama, Big Daddy. That's all I'm going to say for that scene. But like I said, good acting, directing, story, editing. The ending, though, like I said, I wish there was more to be desired, but overall, this is a good conclusion. And no, there is not going to be a chapter 3. There was, though, a moment, and I was like, ooh, is there going to be a chapter 3 where it's more of a story with him and the politician? But I think conflicting. I'll just say it's conflicting, but overall, it's a solid conclusion for this movie. The duos of K.G.F, I enjoyed this one better. So K.G.F Chapter 2 will receive a 4 out of 5 futons, which equals that 80%. I was a little conflicted. Do I give it the 90? But I do think RRR is a better movie overall, and how it's just fleshed out. The action is more seeable. The movie's more relatable. And I just enjoyed RRR a little bit better. But they're very different in themes and stories. But if I'm going with the 4 I saw in theaters, it was RRR, Chapter 2, and Beast. Beast is not even close to these two. But let's see what the critics' news scores gave Chapter 2. Interesting, we have a 44% with the critics. There's 9 of them. But a 96% with the audience with 250. No critic consensus. So very interesting. The critics like the first one better, but the audience score like the second one better. Interesting. I'm with the audience score. I think Chapter 2 is a better film, but what do I know? Do you agree with my 80, the 96, or that 44? 44, I'm sorry. No, that's not right. Chase back with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Butantopia. You Blue Tonyans. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And apparently this movie was supposed to come out in 2020, but like the COVID, it got delayed 2 years. Kind of with RRR. I think RRR was supposed to come out in 2021, but Chapter 1 came out in 2018, so it was supposed to be like kind of a back-to-back kind of film, and it seemed like it, but 4 years, it is what it is. But to me, it is worth your time if you can find it in the theater near you. Thank you for watching. I still got to watch Fantastic Beasts. Still going to watch Father Stew. And we have 3 movies coming out this next weekend. Like The Nice Guys, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and there's one more. I can't remember, but Memories at the end. But yeah, still some movies I still need to watch. Oh my gosh, not enough time in a day.